there's not there's nothing quite like the sting of a negative review, especially when it's not even really one of your clients. This is an issue we have seen numerous times from our clients, and we're going to talk about these negative reviews first and some scenarios and basically how you can deal with them when it is truly a fraudulent review. So the first thing I will say about this is that just because someone was a client of yours and they didn't like the result and leave a negative review, that inherently does not make it illegitimate, right? We get questions sometimes about people who have, are legitimate clients and they just left a bad review, and there's a kind of I guess, misunderstanding that we can go and click a button and get that removed, and that's just not really the case. However, when you do have other situations where a number of other scenarios that I'll go through in just a second that don't meet Google's guidelines as far as what an accurate or an approved review can be, then you have legitimate ground to go in and try and get that removed. And so we see a number of these where different scenarios, but one, it could be a competitor, it could be someone just spamming, it could be a weird advertising play. Lots of different things can go in here, and the net result is that you get a negative review on your website. You never had this person as a client, and it hurts. There's no way around it, especially when you're trying to build a reputation and stack those 5-star reviews. Getting one with no context or anything like that is particularly painful. So let's talk about some of the types of negative reviews that can actually be removed and how you would go about doing that. We'll link to the full list of these. Google has specific guidelines on this, but here are a few of the category types that would go into that list of, these are not approved reviews or eligible reviews and are eligible to be removed. So impersonation, hate speech, obscenity, misrepresentation, harassment, illegal content, advertising, and off-topic content. We often see people leave reviews, negative reviews, who were never clients. They might be friends or family who are kind of leaving a review on their behalf. I think in some scenarios, there are potentially competitors out there who are engaged in some sort of negative review campaign where you hire someone on the internet who's going to leave nasty reviews. And we've seen this multiple times where people are leaving reviews from countries across the world that, were clearly not a client and had a local criminal case or whatever, local family case, whatever that might be. And there's really no rhyme or reason to it as to why they left that review. But nonetheless, Google is not personally looking through all of these and asking, well, does this actually constitute a legitimate review for Bob's Legal? It just doesn't work like that. Their systems are heavily automated. And so basically it's kind of on you to flag that stuff and pursue these actions that we're talking about here. The good news here is that one negative review like this really won't spoil the batch here. Google's system, when it comes to their local algorithm, has about 3 factors, and one of those things that they're always looking at when evaluating people is responsiveness. And so they want to make sure that people who are on their search engine are having a good experience. So when they reach out to a business or a website, Google's wanting that website to reflect well on them, right? And so they're elevating you in search results. And so they want the end user to have a good experience. And that really keeps them coming back, right? It keeps a happy customer. They'll keep coming back to Google for search. And so with reviews, it's actually more important, in my opinion, that you respond to negative reviews quickly or file those appeals quickly and respond to positive reviews quickly as well, so that you're showing Google that you are, in fact, a responsive business. And we have heard that the overall score of your reviews is really not that important that it's not a big ranking factor as to where you land on the maps and stuff like that. It's more about the frequency of the reviews you're getting to show, again, that you are an active business, you're actively getting customers. This is far preferable to doing a big batch of reviews at once and then waiting a year to get them done. And so my suggestion always is like, if you get a negative review, if it's legitimate or if it's illegitimate, we'll talk about the illegitimate side just a second, but if it is legitimate, go and get 3 positive reviews, right? Immediately after it. And you can be creative about this too. You can talk to people you've worked with, vendors. There's different ways of, doing this that meet the guidelines, that basically people who can reflect on their experience with your business. So don't get frustrated by it. Just understand that this is kind of par for the course and that you are going to get some of these negatives over time, but it's really not going to have a devastating impact on your on your performance on the local SEO side.